Vine was an independent woman with big dreams, carrying out her own path in life. She was on the verge of completing her degree in journalism and had plans to moving to the city to work with one of the top news agencies. Life was good and she was happy. But everything changed the day her parents shoved her down in the living room with usually serious expressions on their faces. Her father's hand trembling as he handed her a cup of tea, and her mother sobbed silently, avoiding eyes control when her sensing something was wrong. When her father began, his voice shaky. We need to talk about something important. What is it, Papa? Van's forehead creased with worry. Her mother finally spoke, her voice barely a whisper. There's a proposal for you for marriage. Wine blinked in disbelief. Marriage? What are you talking about? I'm not ready to marriage. I have not even graduated yet. Her father's eyes were wide as he explained. It's not just any proposal, it's from the Jian family. The name struck a chord. Everyone in the city knew that Jian there was wealthy, influential, and powerful. And the man in question, Jungkook Jian, was infamous for his cold demeanor and business acumen. He was feared and respected, but certainly not someone one had ever imagined as a part of her life. You can't be serious. Wine was rose, a mixture of panic and anger. Jungkook Jian, you want me to marry him? Her father's gaze dropped, unable to face her. Fish his eyes, we don't have a choice, Wine. We own them a great deal of money. Your uncle's failed business deal. It left us in debt, and Jungkook's father offered to clear everything if I marry him. Van's voice shook with betrayal. This is my life. You are bargaining with. Please, Van, her mother pleaded, reaching out to hold her hand. We have tried everything. There's no other way. Van's eyes filled with tears as she yanked her hand back. No, I won't marry a man I don't love, especially not for money. I am not some pawn. Her father's voice broke. Ryan can't afford to refuse, Ryan. We will lose everything if you don't do this. Jungkook Jin was the kind of man who really showed emotion. He was always focused, calculating, and detached. A product of the cutthroat business world he dominated. When his father mentioned the proposal, he listened with mild disinterest. A marriage alliance with a family would benefit us, his father said, sipping his whiskey. They are struggling, and this will ensure their loyalty. Jungkook's eyes were cold and unreadable, and what do I gain from this marriage? Control, his father said simply. The girl is nothing more than a formality. Once she is married to you, we will own everything they have. Jungkook leaned back in his chair, considering love had never been a factor in his life, nor did he want it to be. Marriage was just another business transaction, and he treated it as such. Fine, he said, his tone indifferent. Set the date, I don't care who she is. Days later, Weinstein's nightmare come true. Parents announced her engagement to Jungkook Jeon, and there was no turning back. One sat in her room, nubbed and broken, staring off the engagement ring that now glistened on her finger, a symbol of her enthronement. Jungkook's first visit to her home was cold and formal. He did not try to hide his disinterest, barely glancing at Ryan as they sat in her living room for the obligatory meeting. Nice to meet you, he said with a polite, empty smile. Ryan forced herself to remain calm. I wish I could say the same, she replied sharply, meeting his gaze. She accepted him to react, but he remained unmoved, barely nodding. It's clear neither of us want this, Jungkook said it bluntly, his tone devoid of warmth, but I have no intention of changing my mind. It's a simple agreement. Once we are married, we will live separate lives. I won't interfere with yours and you will stay out of mine. One hands clenched in her lap, her eyes blazing. Is that a promise? Consider. it a grunty, he replied without hesitation. The wedding day arrived faster than Ryan could have imagined, a blur of ceremonies and preparations that felt more like a funeral to her. She wore a beautiful gown, white gown, her makeup and jewelry perfect, but her face was pale, eyes filled with resentment. She stood at the altar facing Jungkook, who looked as cold and distant as ever in his sleek black suit. The priest's voice droned on, and Van felt like she was in a trance until the moment come to exchange vows. Jian Jungkook take you, Ryan, to be my lawfully wedding wife. Jungkook's voice was clear, firm, and emotionless. He slid the ring onto her finger with all the passions of singing a business contract. Wine's voice shook as she repeated her word, feeling the weight of each word suffocating her when she placed the ring on Jungkook's finger. It felt like a final, irreversible step into a prison she could not escape. You may now kiss the bride. The princess announced, but Jungkook merely leaned forward and placed a quick, almost mechanical peek on her cheeks. It was a formality, nothing more. To be continued.